Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's about 10 to 5 in the UK, and that's coming up to midday here where I am in Florida. What a wonderful place to spend the winter. I'm here for a few days yet. So, as you can see, the American market pretty much flat on the day. The S&P at 3892, still staying well above that magic 3,800 level. An enormous amount of news coming out. I think the talks by central bankers in Sweden have come and gone, and that didn't amount to much in terms of price action anyway. But clearly the big one is coming on Thursday. CPI numbers coming on Thursday. Certainly some of the leading indicators that I look at, for example, wood prices, lumber, well off back to pre-pandemic levels. So clearly a inflation number coming out well below that's expected would maybe indicate that our friend will pause, and that would, I think, be rewarded well by an upward move in the stock market. Clearly, the other situation, and the stock market will be like the Titanic, except there's no wooden rafts. So pivotal situation, but the situation on VectorVest looking better, and the longest term measure of the trend on VectorVest in fact turned up a couple of days ago. So I've taken some small positions in the marketplace. Let's have a look at the chart of the VectorVest composite, which I think I've got open in the background. There we go. That's the VectorVest composite, folks, of the US. This is my medium-term market timing system called the DEW. Now, interestingly, in this situation, the longest-term measure of the trend has given a buy, but the medium-term measure of the trend still hasn't given a buy. That's unusual, but it happens now and then when the geometry of the market dictates. So if I'm drawn in this trend line, I think that this close above the trend line would be really, really important. We're very, very close. In fact, the DEW will give a buy signal today, because if it finishes like this, the direction detrended price oscillator is above its zero line. So we should get a DEW signal today, and all the market timing signals will be up. I think that this would constitute the first rising bottom here, and if we could clear this level, couple of closes above this level, then we can quite easily get a strong move up. And that can take us up a long way, even under a very pessimistic scenario, because we could quite easily move up to 61% of this. And then the market will make a decision for us. So even under a very pessimistic scenario, we could see another very strong leg up there, which would take 6 weeks to 2 months. That would be a very nice move indeed. So I have in the American markets, I've got added to some positions. If I look at what I've got in the American market, I'm still holding this position in the GDX, which has been really, really good for me. I'm just going to chart these now. I may have charted them already. This is a stock I sold out of this one, bought it here based on this. I think some people call it a volatility contraction pattern. It's a simple old-fashioned triangle. When I went to technical analysis school, always liked to see a push down, run the blessed stops, and then go the other way again. That's pretty much a sure thing. Markets went sideways. I found the stock because I did a search on VectorVest, which found me this big move on earnings per share break. It's called Explosive EPS Winners, and it's a really good, solid indication of a further move. Now, I waited for the market to go sideways here, and I waited for it to break out. As I say, I always like to see the stop losses being run. That's always a really good sign that there's some very smart people at work So I bought that at 12. I sold it at 16. Now, I remember back in 2020 and 2021, you would have laughed at that sort of profit. But based on 2022, that was a darn good profit. So I bought back into that the other day when we got that confirmed up, maybe a bit before that. And with any luck, that's going to break much higher. The technical target is this fellow. And this bit should be repeated with any luck at all. The VectorVest valuation on that share is right up at 22. And certainly for once, the technical target and the fundamental target pretty much say the same thing. So hopefully that will do. So back into that at 16 odd. It's up a tick or two today. Stop loss underneath these lows. Won't lose any money in that. Now, this is CAT. And CAT I got into for exactly the same reason. That EPS share, explosive EPS search, found this, and I've got a search that combines I'm looking for a 20%, 30% move and a big ramp up in EPS. VectorVest finds those very easily. Many people will make a case that you could have found that bottom, but I'm not in the market to pick bottoms, folks. I find that if I see a big move out of the blocks and then a sideways move, this is a bull flag, and then I bought into this just about here, and I bought into it just at that open. This is a bull flag or a rectangle. There's 5 waves in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Maybe I bought a bit of poetic license to that. An old friend of mine who's a great technical analyst says that technical analysis needs to be done with a tumbler full of Bushmills whiskey. It's an art, it's not a science, that's for sure. On the way up here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. That's quite good. Another move up here. But the really interesting thing that happened in both these stocks, folks, is that during this continuation pattern, the forecast earnings per share ticked up. And I've been working with VectorVest now for nearly 12 years. And I've found that if the market goes sideways and forecast earnings per share ticks up, then invariably the damn thing does what it's supposed to do. So nobody knows what's going to happen next. But ladies and gentlemen, the standard standard, not VectorVest, but the standard technical analysis target in that would be another $80, and that would be really, really, really good. Clearly, CPI would nail that. Now, the CAT chart is really interesting. If we actually go back a little bit to a 5-year chart, because there's the 5-year chart, and this is clearly COVID here, and this is this run out where central bankers were printing money that we're paying for at the moment, and then we pull back. That's a 50% retracement of this, but it's a really interesting chart pattern because we've got this clearly impulsive wave, and then we've got a wave A, a wave B, and a wave C. And that's pretty textbook Elliott wave when you can see it in your face. And now this is pushing up through this 52-week high, or 5-year high, in fact. With any luck, if it gets through this, it's going to take a bit of energy to get through that, folks, but I remain an optimist always. Then this is the last one. I'm really, really proud of this one because I've held this for a very long time. This is the GDX, and it was accumulated based on a pattern made famous by a guy called Harold McKinley Gartley, H.M. Gartley. And it's a classic Gartley 222 pattern. The 222, in fact, put on the map by my dear friend Larry Pacevatis, who, in fact, pioneered the pattern and brought it into the public's attention. I think that on the way up here, we've had 5 waves in this little move, and we're probably due for a little bit of a pullback. The gold price has drifted up over the last few days. It's in fact defied gravity over the last few days because the spot gold price has been going up in a rising wedge type pattern, which drifting upwards, which is invariably bearish. So I think sooner or later we're going to see a little bit of a pullback here. Whether yours truly has got the stomach to ride that pullback, time will tell. I'm going to try. I think there's a huge target in this pattern, folks. A huge target in this pattern. So that's what I've been up to. The intraday market, that's the SPX today. It's a 15-minute chart. I haven't done anything as yet, but I'd be tempted if I saw a breakout above the 21-day moving average. Should have shorted it just there this morning at the 21. Trend was down, went back and kissed that level, but didn't. I was busy preparing this. Good day yesterday. It broke above that level, got 20 points there. Didn't get any of this last Friday because I was busy in the Tampa VectorVest 2-day live seminar where I had 3 speaking slots. So let's go back to the front page of VectorVest, folks. And go to the front page. We can see confirmed call is still there. Market is flat. I think we're waiting this CPI number, clearly a pivotal number. And of course, we've got last quarter earnings coming out, led by the big banks on Friday. So we'll see how that goes. I think that inflation falling should be good for markets. But unfortunately, the contrary is also true. So folks, I hope you found that useful. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. I think that Annie Duke has written a book. It's on my desk in Notting Hill Gate. It's called Thinking in Bets, and on the front page of her book, she says that the book is all about making decisions when you haven't got all the facts. So it's always easy to make really cool decisions when you've got all the facts, but unfortunately, by the time we've got all the facts, Caterpillar is going to be fully priced. So I'm reasonably happy with those positions. I haven't got a clue really on a trade-by-trade basis what's going to happen next, but I'm going to do my best to try and manage risk. I'm be on my way back to United Kingdom later in the week, and will be hopefully well settled in Notting Hill by the next time that I do another video. So have a great trading week, folks. Just watch out for volatility Thursday morning. Thanks very much indeed.